afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, June 7th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. No matter what traumatic, heartbreaking, or emotionally damaging experiences that have happened in our lives, the universe is not holding on to them. The universe is also not judging or condemning you for manifesting them. It's not holding on to anything you did or said as being wrong. There's nothing to be forgiven because it never held anything against you in the first place. The all-intelligent, loving universe that we all live in doesn't experience us as someone who is less than sacred. It knows us intimately and absolutely loves the perfect balance it's creating in all of us, of having both human and divine qualities. We actually need both in order to experience and appreciate anything in this life. We have been provided with the most wonderful flaws that are not mistakes, yet the essential dark ingredients which cause our hearts to evolve and deepen in our spiritual journey. Everything about us is perfect. Perhaps you just haven't seen how beautiful you are to creation yet. You are a masterpiece. This perfection is constantly creating itself through you in each new moment. And yes, every little thing about you is part of a grand design and deeply divine. Even this idea that you're less than divine is part of the greater perfection. Your self-doubts and fears create a precious humility in you, which makes you even more beautiful to everyone and compassionate with others in pain. The most ironic thing in this life is how we can go on each day recreating the same feeling that we are unworthy of love. This pain perpetuates simply because we are still seeking love from the outer world. The energy of seeking means I don't have it right now, so I must be empty of it. You don't need someone to feel love. The most exquisite healing feeling is already here, hidden deep inside each of us. Call off the search for love out there and set your destination for resting in the infinite universal source of love within. Love is the greatest danger in life. If you really want to grow, accept the greatest danger and move into it. Osho. This universal love is quite unique and unusual because it truly is deeply and eternal loving. It is a deeper spiritual type of love than romantic love. As it continues loving you, no matter what you think, say, or do. Only this type of love can heal every cell inside, enlighten our soul, and set us free from all of our worries, fears, and pain. This is what real love is all about. No matter what you have done to others or yourself throughout this life, the universe has forgiven you. It forgave you the moment you needed to be forgiven. The universal love is always instantly there, bubbling up peaceful healing vibes within you. You simply have to sit back and let them in. Release the idea that love has to come from someone or something on the outside. Imagine it is a perpetually streaming stream of light flowing from the most mysterious divine place on the inside. Of feeling this great healing love may start out on a mental, physical, emotional, or perhaps a supersensual level for you. Don't be too concerned about how, where, or when it shows up. Just know it is infinitely deep and real. There's always plenty of it. Just when you thought it was gone, it comes rushing in. All you need to do is utterly relax into your life for an extended period of time. It will come when you are doing nothing. Doing nothing. It will come when you are doing nothing, but being with all of you. It often shows up when you least expect it. It can come as some profound spiritual experience or in a warm, fuzzy feeling in disguise. This love is your very nature. When you realize this, you will know how powerful and real it truly is. Without this great, deeply eternal love flowing in our lives, we remain dumb and numb to our highest spiritual path and life's purpose. We feel lost, empty, lonely without it. We cannot imagine that there is a gold mine of greatness buried inside. All it takes is a little digging into our emotional being, underneath the fears, doubts, and worries. With a small shovel of curiosity, we can find an amazing love at the core. This is the real gold. When we're willing to stop playing with the fool's gold in our phones and intimately step into each other's hearts and lives, the best things in life begin manifesting. Real gold is that which always opens your heart, and that will never, ever change. Let's take a moment to give your body an experience of this gold mine of love. Imagine that you're on a warm, sandy beach in Hawaii or any tropical place. You're lying here in some distant, peaceful cove all alone, and the soft, relaxing rays of sunshine are melting into your skin, bringing deep healing sensations into where you need love the most. Simply relax, open, and imagine you are receiving this healing warm light into your body now. You may not be able to feel much at first, yet keep opening and relax into the softening of your heart. This softer, gentle energy will come into you very slowly, as if at the pace of a snail. Be patient as the softness grows into the feeling of a light healing massage from a child. It feels highly healing, extremely light, non-invasive, and super soothing. The light feeling can get so big that you might feel as if you are on an eternal vacation and have an infinite supply of free time. You'll notice that the softer your heart can become, the easier it becomes to feel that you're receiving the love. In the beginning, it can be tricky to imagine and feel something is happening in your body without blaming it all on your mind. You may think, is this my mind or is it real? Don't get caught in your mind. Stay with the relaxing process. It will take time to soften the hard protective shell you have built around you. So don't give up too quickly or try too hard using your brain. This universal love cannot be accessed by our willpower. It just happens all on its own accord. The miracle manifests when you can totally relax your body, stop stressing about your life, and let it all go. If you try too hard to let go, you are forcing things, and this soft, sweet love cannot flow. If you're not totally open and surrendered to the experience, your energy is too tight, and you'll miss it. This deeper quality of love is so intelligent and subtle that has an exquisite timing of its own and will arrive effortlessly when you least expect it. Through letting go of trying to attain it, it attains you. Through letting go of trying to attain it, it attains you. If one stops scrutinizing one's own self, which is the source of bliss, there will be no more misery in life. If one stops scrutinizing one's own self, which is the source of bliss, there will be no more room, no more misery in life. Ramon Mauricio. To ensure that you are feeling universal love inside you every day, there are a few key things you can do. Some people believe that from all the traumatic experiences in their past, that they are unlovable, unworthy, and undeserving of receiving love. They think they must fix themselves or do something to receive love, and that love is not something available for free just by being the normal way they are. This is a fallacy. Any belief which sounds like this will block it. There is nothing we need to do to prove ourselves to be worthy of for this super sweet healing love to come in. It is our very birthright to be loved 24 hours a day. We are amazing divine beings, brilliant souls of light, and we deserve to have it all. We deserve to have it all the darkness and all the lightness. Another key thing is to watch vigilantly what your mind is doing. Randomly through the day, notice where your mind is focusing. How is it perceiving reality? The mind is always creating some version of reality, rarely clearly the big universal picture, seeing things as they actually are from the biggest perspective. The mind likes coloring life, believing today is a depressing gray day and last night was a red-hot night. The mind is so creative, it's inventing up its own reality in every breathing moment. Even though the universe is showing us with deep eternally love every minute, we cannot see or feel this cozy energy as long as the mind is busy. When the mind is not totally present in this moment, it becomes narrowed and unable to see and feel the universal love in all directions. We cannot enjoy the colorful rainbow that is actually forming outside when we are in the basement watching some black and white scary movie from the past on TV. There are so many things happening in the mind that it is continuously making us blind to this great love. When we're taking on too much, have too many commitments to deal with, life can feel like it's pulling us apart instead of putting us back together. As long as our energy is focused outwards, we keep moving outwards instead of relaxing deeper inside where the real love actually is. This great love is an inner journey, and that's all there is to it. If a tree only focuses on growing its branches and not the roots, it is bound to fall over when some strong gust of wind passes through. Love is possible only when there is a deep acceptance of oneself, the other, the world. Acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows, the soil in which love blooms. When you take a deep, long look inside yourself, you will probably first notice the rotten parts in you. These are what you consider your faults, how you are unacceptable, unworthy, and unlovable. Yet, if you can keep on looking, you'll see all these are just hard, critical ideas, and that they stem from a needy place, desperate for love. Simply listen, as if from a distance, to whatever your fearful, negative, or critical voices are saying. Listen compassionately to what they are really needing. When we gently feel into what is critical and what this critical voice is needing, and afraid of becoming, the most amazing miracle occurs. We start to soften into the harsh voice, and it begins feeling more relaxed and at ease about it all. When we soften our energy around each criticism, they eventually melt away, and we can feel again the sweet, sensitive innocence we had as a child. We can taste our original enlightened spirit, who is glowing with love and extremely lovable. The more time we can spend being softer and lighthearted about life, the younger we'll feel and the more amazing life will become. Another powerful secret to creating a life overflowing with universal love is this. Drop any fear that says, what will other people think of me? Drop any fear that says, what will other people think of me? Anytime we are caught thinking about what others think about us, we are losing time in deciding who we want to become and how we want to invent our future self to be. Remember, your God-given right is to be totally wild, fun, foolish, and absolutely free whenever you desire. You can fully show up for this liberated life every day. Just merge with your amazing, blazing, brilliant, smiling, loving light inside and blast it all over everyone. This world is our mirror, and it is always reflecting what is going on inside us on a deeper level. It is always teaching us what we most need to learn, which is learning how to live deeply and completely in love 24/7. When we base our lovableness on how others treat us, we miss the target. As long as we are focused on the mind or physical form of the other and not their spirit, we will forget all about universal love. When we base our lovableness on how others treat us, we miss the target. As long as we are focused on the mind or physical form of the other and not their spirit, we will forget all about universal love. Give love deeply, eternally acceptance to everyone you encounter, and notice what happens. Wayne Dyer. Once you find the love inside you, when you take a closer look at the world around you, all you will see is universal love in everyone and everything. You'll notice how the sun loves to shine its light on every living creature around the earth 24 hours a day. You'll appreciate how random people around the planet are providing you with food to eat, quenching water to drink, and interesting places to go see. You'll enjoy the fresh air that you have to breathe and stop taking for granted this continuous beating heart that keeps you alive. You might also realize that you have a highly sensual sexual body and start really enjoying your life with it. These are just a few gifts and sensual treats the universe has given you. They are each meant to help us soften and relax deeper into the feeling of this universal love that is in all of us right now. When love enters you, everything changes. You feel naturally relaxed as you are. You enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There is a state of natural appreciation for all your dark parts, just the way they are. You're able to feel loved by others without falling into being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed, and it doesn't matter. You have your connection to an infinite source, and they have theirs. You know that every situation is connected to love in the most creative way and form. With the universal love blossoming inside, you'll feel loved everywhere you go, and no matter who you are with. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Now, we do it through the breath. We relax our bodies through breathing in slowly, easily through the nose, and breathing out slowly and easily through the mouth. The breath moves us into the now, stills the ego mind and subconscious mind. How does it do that? You leave them alone. You don't interact with them. And all the pluses that come with that, the mind chatter, it's gone too. All the 60,000 plus thoughts that we all put out every day, those gone too. We're being. We're not interacting. And the breath is the key. When our gods, our souls that we are, enter these bodies, we take over the function of the body. The lungs are powered up. Everything's powered up. The breath is created. And it's proven fact, the breath focuses you, calms you, strengthens you, empowers you. Now, it's the only way we'll master the ego mind, subconscious mind, is in the now. And we watch them. We don't judge them, we watch them. And as we watch them and how they operate, we begin to master them. Because you see, they don't exist in the now. Ego mind doesn't exist in the now. So therefore it tries to do everything it can to keep us out of the now. Now it's imperative that we practice being in gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness with ourselves at all times. And being from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Gratitude and peace. Now, being in gratitude all the time, grateful for everything. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You'll find there's always things to be grateful for. Now, we all wander because I haven't met anybody on this planet that can stay in the now more than a few seconds. But we wander off. We've got tens of millions and billions of thoughts running by like clouds in the sky. They're not ours, they're programs. So it's tempting. We float out. We just float out, float away into other directions. And when we do this, it's not a biggie. We remind ourselves that we'll focus on our breath and we'll be in the now every single time, 3,000% of the time. Someone asks you, what are you going to do tomorrow? You're not going to know. You won't. You just won't know. Because you're in the now, moment to moment. And, people may ask you, and a good response is, can you absolutely, without one smidgen of doubt, say that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning? They'll say no. Why do you think I'm in the now? Because the now is all we've got. We don't have tomorrow. We don't have yesterday. We only have the now. And we create everything in the now. Create the future in the now. Don't think you can't change your future. And the destiny is changeable too. But first you got to figure out who and what you are before any of that takes place. Now, if you find yourself standing in front of three paths, right? You're in the center, you're in the now. A little golden circle. On the left is the path of yesterday, and on the right is the path of tomorrow. Or the past or the future. You notice the trees have formed a golden canopy over those paths. Shimmering golden leaves, branches. And you notice the path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass, appears to be grass. The only difference in these paths, as you notice, is that the yesterday path is yesterday, the past, very worn, and tomorrow, the future, is very worn. The now has barely been touched. But we reminisce. We have fun reminiscing. We all do it. And, we reminisce about times that we had a really good time and like to do it again. And we also reference certain experiences that we've had in this life that we use as a guide. Like, I did this then this way, and it didn't work. So now I'm going to try it this way to see if it works. So we have this great whole, each of us. And it's subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, it copies everything. It records it and stores it. Every experience you've had in that baby body and all the way up to the now, and everything around you, it'll record it, store it, and then it plays it back. So that's why you want to make sure that you fill it with uplifting, positive, empowering things. So we walk into our great hall on occasion. We open a door, turn on a light. And when you walk into a room, you're maybe not really aware of it, but the first thing we do is we look at ceilings and walls. The Great Hall is so massive that you don't see walls or ceilings. So you go about, you pick some movies off the shelves and some books and some pictures. You just sit in the easy chair. There's a screen floating right in front of you. And you watch some of the movies, read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. And you have a good time. But you don't stay there long. And you take everything, put it in its proper place, and then you turn off the light, you leave the Great Hall, and you move forward in life. And on occasion, you revisit. Now, we all will go into a future. Tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be better. Wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. Or the next day. Or in a week. Or a month. Or a year. And then that ego mind kicks in and says, you got to find out. You've got to find out what's going to happen in your future. Most of us will fight the current. We fight things. We want to know things. We try to push things, pull things. And it's very difficult for us to let go of all of it. Just let it go. Just literally, and this is part of our training and learning in this life, in all lives, learning to let go. have no attachment. I mean, you enjoy things, but you aren't attached to them. So if they just burned up in a flash, you wouldn't be devastated or suffering. You would just say, I enjoyed them while I had them. And then when we realize that everything is temporary anyway, we eventually will decide to leave these bodies, and everything that life generated, you don't take with you. So coveting, when you covet, you block. You covet things. You block the natural flow of the universe. So it's like always, I enjoy this now. I am enjoying this now because this is all I have. So when you say that to yourself, you're generating that frequency, is that I'm enjoying the now. Now, being consciously aware helps a lot. And that means that we know through our heart minds that we are of the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. We know it. It's not debatable. We know it's within us. That's consciously aware. Now we'll seek out the future, right? Because that evil mind keeps pushing you and pulling you, poking you. You got to find this out. I got to find this out. I got to know what's going on. And so we seek external authority to tell us what's going to happen. For us, not to us, but for us. What's going to happen? Where am I going to be a month from now? Where am I going to be a year from now? And we have all kinds of external authority. Card readers, palm readers, tea leaf readers, psychics, clairvoyants, astrologers. I mean, there's a lot of avenues. So you could say to yourself, well, one of them's got to get it right for me. And so we get the information, right? And we'll either embrace it and say, hey, this is great. I send this out to the universe, it'll happen. And I let it go, and I don't need to visit it. You just put it out there in detail and then leave it alone. And things happen. But then the other end, pessimistic and doubting Thomas, and oh yeah, okay, fine. Who do you think is going to manifest that? The one that isn't attached to it and doesn't have expectations to the outcome. You see, once we learn that we're in the now and we stay in the now, and we still the ego mind and the subconscious mind, then pretty much anything that we desire will be effortlessly. This has been there the whole time anyway. All of it has. And it's within us. Now we're focused on this planet because we're liberating this planet right now. Have been. And when you realize that you're part of the one, right? That we're all gods in these physical forms. And no matter what civilization, what species, we're gods in physical forms. And as gods in physical forms, all of the gods are one. So you can see when we focus on anything collectively, massively powerful. Massively powerful. So when you're looking at this planet, and we're all here, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. We're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Continues to intensify, expand, grow. So we form a massive circle of white fire light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and the snow. Now, this white fire circle of light comes from the gods that we are within these bodies. Pure, deep, eternal love. Highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And it's flooding, saturating, and bathing this planet. Permeating. 24/7, infinity and beyond. All life, the highest supreme value in the universes. There's no space. Excuse me. There's no space for lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to exist. Now, we begin to ascend above the planet. And as we do, we're met with this, it's like an ocean of glitter. And it's massive. It's everywhere. So we try to describe it to ourselves. What we're familiar with on this planet is we take a grand finale fireworks display and a grand finale laser light show, and then the ballroom globe, the one that shine light on it, floods the room. And we intensify these majorly. And we bring them into one massive crescendo, one burst of light in all directions. And that pretty much is about as near as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. And we see all these reflective points everywhere. And we discover there are all these little tiny microscopic perfectly etched mirrors that are reflecting everything. So we enter them, and we discover that all of us, no matter where it seems that we are the gods that we are in any existence, are learning and teaching and learning from each other. That it doesn't mean we all inhabit humanoid forms. There's all kinds of forms. And we're always teaching each other. We experience the physical form, and we discover that we can show other parts of ourselves things that we don't know. I mean, trees teach us, birds, bugs, cats, dogs, horses, cows. Just when we look at them, and we're in silence and we're in a meditative state, and then we wonder, what would it be like to be that? You're a kid, you ever saw something, you looked at something, Yeah, I wonder what it'd be like to be that. And for a brief moment, we can feel what it's like to be whatever it is that we would like to know what it is. To be it. It's fascinating. I don't know how we could ever get bored in this life. And we're always learning. But when we're immersed in the physical material world, we miss it all. We miss it. We're climbing, striving, running, racing, grabbing, gripping, pulling, constantly. And I've talked to people that seem really, you ever met people that are really, sometimes you call them high strung or always on the move, always, having to do something. And I had a conversation recently with an individual that said, you're always going. I said, you're always moving, going, getting, doing. He said, yeah. And I said, have you ever just been still and be? And she said, no. But then she said, well, I got sick. I got really sick. And it allowed me to just be, do nothing, because they couldn't. And she said it was really good for her, that she was able to do that, to just be and do nothing. It's not easy for many of us. Because what? We feel guilty, don't we? Got to be doing something. Got things to get done. Got to get them done. It's called fighting the current. Not going with the flow. Not letting the current take you. Now, we're immediately met with columns of light. We create these columns of light to remind us, the gods that we are, such as Archangel Raphael. Raphael carries a column of light, the brilliant emerald green flaming healing light. This is to remind us, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we're the power of healing of these bodies. Then we have Archangel Michael. He carries a flaming column of light of the violet, blue, purple.
Hello.
And this reminds us, the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with a column of light, the white fire. Now, we create the white fire to remind us all that we're protected 24/7. There's a reason why we're protected. This white fire comes from the God source, the kingdom of God, the gods within each and every single one of us. Pure, deep, eternal love. Highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies. Now, this armor is impenetrable. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no attachments. Ever. We are not affected ever, as long as we maintain that vibrational frequency. Yet, only you have the power. That if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, greed, fear, envy, hurry, revenge, dishonesty, manipulation, you'll create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then there's possibilities of demon possession, attachments, all kinds of stuff. But if you decide to do that, you're immediately met with columns of light, a double column of light. And the first column of light is the purple transmuting flame. And this column of light reminds us all of the gods that we are, that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness, where they are no more. Then we're met with the second part of the column of light, the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right after the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Then we're met with a golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are, to remind us that we are the sun, the sunlight, rain, the rainbows, sunset, sunrises, oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, trees, forests, soils, animals, clouds in the sky, everything. We are everything. Everything is us. So normally when you look from the ego mind, from the head, you see a sunset or sunrise, starlit night sky, rainbow. You immediately say, isn't that beautiful? And it is, because it's you, the God within that body. So when you look at this, view this from the heart mind, your response is, that's the God that I am. Not from the ego mind, but from the heart mind. That's the God that I am. We continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us that are carrying physical form decide to step outside of that physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because we can, and it is absolutely a riot. It's so fun. We come into full contact with a massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower, the gods that we are, to remind us again. And inside the column is a massive sphere, oblong. Center of the oblong sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It in turn is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. This in turn creates a super bright, reflecting, glittering mist. And it's absorbed through our heart mind and into our heart mind. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. Now, we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are in these bodies. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, infinity and beyond. The golden ocean is pure, deep, eternal love. And it's saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet. on it, in it, above it, and below it. Whole life, the highest supreme value in universes. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion that's played on us is separation. Now, we see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere. Over 4 years ago, it holds nearly 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion, every day, 7 days a week, without fail. Now, these meditations continue to grow, strengthen, and expand, flooding this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it, with the highest of the highest high intents. Can you see how there's no way that any of the lower dark matter, survival matter, corrupted, twisted, pure evil souls can exist? Now, if you were to picture the planet, and you were in meditation through the heart-mind, you would see that everywhere you look, there's this, it's evaporating. It's an evaporation process going on. You see all this black goop. It's the blackest of the blackest black that you've ever seen. The rogue AI goop, the pure evil, corrupted soul goop, all of it is being lifted off of the planet. It's almost like it's being vacuumed. And we create, the gods that we are, we create this golden white pink light field. It's like the atmosphere is a golden white pink light, and we can see through it. It's opaque. And it is pure, deep, eternal love, the highest vibrational frequency. And you see as the goop continues to move off planet, it's like flashes. It's disintegrating through this field. And as it continues, we turn the sky into this golden white pink light sky. And so any of the goop that makes it through the field to the sky is immediately flashed. You'll see a big flash, and it's gone. Totally gone, never to return. That's what's happening on this planet. Almost 1,900 meditations every day for over 4 years. All of us here focused on it. All of those of us that are awake, we carry the parts that are asleep, right? And they're waking up because of the massive, pure, deep, eternal love. Begin your journey today by breathing consciously. With each inhale and exhale, feel the life living inside you. Breathe and feel the air moving in and out continuously. Notice that it does not stop. Breathe consciously for a few minutes or until you feel something open and expand inside you. Notice what is your experience of life. Join in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy, slow breath in through the nose and an easy, slow breath out the mouth. Be still. This moment contains the very experience you have been searching for your whole life. So what are you waiting for? Do not hold back today, no matter what. Go for it. Let go of hesitation and procrastination, and you have just opened up your vibration to receiving unlimited possibilities. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. And we will return here Wednesday, June 8th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call.